At least 8 people have been killed in a gas tanker explosion in Boksburg. Several others have been seriously injured. Tambo Memorial Hospital was also damaged and is not accepting any patients. It's believed the driver was trying to get through a low bridge and got stuck. eNCA senior reporter Silindile Masikane joins us live from the scene. Sli, can you give us an update?
Well, we have moved from where the initial scene happened, or the incident, and that is on Hospital Street. We are actually now outside Tambo Memorial Hospital, of course, like you've mentioned, that the hospital itself has been affected by the blast, and that some infrastructure was damaged, and that in fact it is not accepting any patients at this particular stage. Just like we saw in terms of the scene on Hospital Street, you can see that emergency services as well as law enforcement has cordoned off the area towards where that low-lying bridge is. From what we understand, some of the road in fact has been damaged as well, and of course we have seen those horrific scenes from social media videos in terms of what transpired moments after, from what we understand to have been at least 3 explosions. We do know that the truck driver of that fuel tanker did make it out alive. Firefighters were able to take him out of the truck. And we are understanding that at this point the Premier of the province, Banyaza Lusufi, will be making his way to the scene just after 1 a.m. this afternoon, and we do know that emergency services as well are busy getting updates. I am seeing just behind me what does look like official vehicles entering the precinct of this particular hospital, and I'm going to move towards the entrance just to show you that just like where we were at the scene of where the explosions took place, we do have a number of emergency services, and it does seem as though the fire truck as well is heading out from the hospital area. And just earlier on, we were getting some eyewitness accounts from first responders who were at the scene, who were describing just the tragedy that has unfolded. Many of them, in fact, also describing it as what they seem to think as a freak accident. Officials we've spoken to at this stage saying that while investigations are underway, they believe that this incident could have been prevented. But I am joined now by a lady who is in fact married to one of the doctors inside of the hospital treating those who have actually been injured critically from this explosion. Ma'am, maybe just tell me, what is your husband telling you about the scenes inside the hospital and what has happened inside the hospital?
Yeah, that time it was really a big disaster when the explode happened, and then the situation was not under control totally, and it was like a sort of emergency in the hospital, and many people were killed, and many they are injured, and plenty doctors were called who were on leave also, and they were getting rest at homes. And even my husband, when I woke up early morning and when I see the empty bed, and I was shocked. I say, what is wrong? And then he told me that this explosion happened in the Tambo Memorial Hospital, where he is actually working also. And but like I said, today he was off from the duty, and suddenly all the doctors were called by the CEO of the hospital, and then plenty they are there voluntarily working and helping the staff and patients, and giving the treatment to the injured people. And it was really a shocking news for all people around the area, and it is such a big disaster around the area, and people are very shocked, especially while they are nearby the Christmas. They were preparing for the Christmas celebrations, but unfortunately this disaster happened.
Yeah. Are you perhaps scared for the safety of your own husband, because we do know that the hospital was damaged?
Yes, definitely. We are very much afraid of these kind of incidents. They can happen anywhere in the country, and yeah, such kind of incidents should not happen. It must be actually eradicated, and then it must be investigated why these such, because it is not easy to play with the lives of the people of South Africa.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right. Just some more reaction in terms of one of those whose partner is a doctor here at Tambo Memorial Hospital, telling us that her husband was called in from leave to actually attend to the scene here. I'm going to just move out of shot. You can see some more emergency responders heading towards the direction of that low-lying bridge. But let's just take a listen to some of those eyewitness accounts from those we spoke to, those first responders on the scene, describing really what can be described as a tragedy, with people, dead bodies lying everywhere, people's skin peeling off, and just horrific scenes that unfolded at around 7 a.m. this morning. Let's take a listen.
I heard an explosion, but it's like quite an impact. I think about a few seconds afterwards, another 2 explosions. So then we thought, no, this must be around us. We thought it was a bomb or maybe a power station blew up. So we came out of the garage and we saw the smoke coming from here by the bridge. So we came around here and we saw that obviously a truck or something, because you could see the front of the truck. And the cars had exploded underneath there. Luckily the people ran out there. It was a sight you don't want to see. There were people, clothes melted onto them. There was one guy with no leg, a young kid with no arm. There were people just all over the place.
We tried to go underneath the bridge and the clearance wasn't high enough. And then he hit the bridge at the speed and then
It got trapped.
It sparked, and that's what started the fire. And then the people ran towards the fire, and then the truck exploded, and that caused havoc. People burned to cinders, skin peeling off, people being cut in half, lost limbs, but it's bad. At least when the truck started catching fire, the fire brigade was on the scene. They removed him from the vehicle. There were 2 other vehicles also involved on the other side of the bridge, but they got them out trying to cool down the truck. And then the fireman that was cooling down the truck, they also got injured. The truck was actually blown back about 50, 70 meters from the actual explosion.
Slee, we know the damage was very extensive, including the hospital. We also know that the hospital is currently not accepting any patients. Do we know for how long that is going to remain in force?
Not at this stage. I think the main concern right now is trying to attend to those who have been critically injured, as well as investigating exactly what transpired, and of course getting to know exactly how it is that a truck of that size found itself in a residential area, trying to make its way through a very low-lying bridge. Of course, Simon Zwane from RTMC saying that someone who was experienced, somebody who knows the rules around where trucks can go in terms of the roads, should have known that they would not have been able to make it past that low-lying bridge. So at this point, investigations are still underway, and of course damage being assessed here at Tambo Memorial Hospital, where in fact some patients who were critically injured from that blast are being attended to.
Thanks so much for joining us, Slee, and bringing us the updates on that developing story. We will keep tracking developments and continue bringing those updates as they unfold.